Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. What's up? It's your boy Jason. How you doing? The NHRA low zone is in full effect today. I am Sans Galvin. I don't know what his deal is, but he needs to get in. I mean, what are we doing? That's all I want to know. What are we doing? Are we doing a show or are we not doing a show? I don't even know if I want to, text him right now, but I might text him. Anyways, what's going on, ladies and gentlemen? I hope everybody has had a fantastic weekend. We've all recovered from Indy, and now we get to go to this lovely place right here. Look at that. It's Maple Grove. What? Let's text Jason Galvin, shall we? Let's see what he is doing. Let's get on my fabulous text machine. I'm saying, yo. You want to come on the show? You want to do a show? He's probably got some excuse. Anyways, so today we are going to take phone calls today. I already see one person in the studio. Thank you very much. Scott Malpass. This is Scott doing. Hey, here we go. Let's see what Scott has to say. Shall we? Yes, show it. Show it. Show it. He's like this. And then blah, 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 blah. Scott, here's the whole thing. We're having fun today, and you can be on the show. So the link is in the comment section. So if you want to get in, all you got to do is come on. There's my friend Jason Galvin. Hi, Jason.
Hey, I did the link 3 times. I don't know what's up with that.
I don't know either.
It showed me in, but then you didn't see me, and then I was texting you.
Yeah,
what up, J-Lo?
What's up, dude? Then we got, and so when you click the link, like Jason Galvin's having issues, if you have an issue, just re-click it. It'll come on.
Click it again. We good.
Yeah, and then you have to connect your device. Pickle Rick is in the waiting room right now wanting to talk and say something, but he's got to connect his device. Scott Malpass says, my audio is bad. Cheap mic on laptop. Dude, I don't care.
Yeah, they didn't know anything.
It doesn't matter. Whatever. We just want to hear from our fans, Jason Galvin. We thought this would be kind of a fun thing to do. Some people may not even get online. Some people be
this is a Jason Logan idea. Jason Logan production here.
This is my idea.
Look at the Grove in the background there. I love your background, man. One of these days, I'm going to figure that out. The Grove.
Do you want me to tell you how to do it now?
No, I know how to do it. I actually need to do it. I have a green. I even bought a green screen. So. Dude,
I bought a green screen before, and it literally was the size. It would fill up. It would cover an entire 12 by 12 room. I was like, "What the heck?"
Do you not need one? Are you not using a green screen?
No, I'm not using a green screen.
Oh, no. Okay. See, here I am thinking that you actually need a green screen.
No, sir.
I suck at this deal. This deal.
Jason, how was your weekend? You spent 2 weekends on the road, basically racing. Talk about your Indy experience.
Oh, man. Indy was lit, man. Indy was awesome. I'm going to have a hard time ever topping that Indy, although I hope I get a chance to. And it's funny, like our family's had some really good Indies, right?
Right.
I mean, my uncle, before I was alive, right? My uncle being the crew chief on McEwen's car in 78, right? Like every time we play that video ad nauseum, and every time we do, I get to see him jumping up and down like a little schoolgirl.
Right.
And so that's always cool. But then, when we had the anniversary of that back in 2018, the 40-year anniversary of McEwen beating Snake, and they towed that car. They brought that car out from the museum in California, and then we put Trevor, my cousin, Pat's son, in it, and he towed it down the track and then up the return road, and Snake was there, and they unveiled the Mongoose Boulevard and all that. That was, that was like one of those moments. I was like, man, I'll never forget this. And then, a couple years later, Trevor's twin brother wins Indy, and I happened to be there on the starting line, for that when he was working on Doug Coletta's car. But man, this weekend, right? Like I guess it's been a week now. It still feels like yesterday. By the way, we're getting ready to go to Maple Grove, and I'm like, oh man, it's so nice to finally get home from Indy. We've been home for a week. But yeah, man, the whole Snake deal, and we don't talk about it a lot at the races. It's like, by the way, say hi to my cast.
Yeah, Scott wants to know what's the update. Scott needs to know.
What's the update? The update is I have a torn ligament that connects my thumb to my wrist. It happened the week before Brainerd. I was already committed to driving the race car in Bowling Green and Indy. The car was already in a trailer on the road to Bowling Green when it happened. And frankly, I wasn't missing my opportunity to race at the U.S. Nationals. So I had some unfinished business from last year when I went red in round one by a couple thousandths of a second. And, so I asked the doctor, will my thumb fall off if I don't have surgery or put it in a cast right now? And he said, no, but you really should. I'm worried about you driving the car. So then I saw our doctor, Dr. Surface, an HRA doctor in Brainerd. You were there, Jason. Joe was there Sunday night at the hotel, and he looked at it and went, oh, you can drive. Just wear the brace. So I had a soft brace that you guys have probably seen on the broadcast the last couple of weeks that I actually wore when I drove the race car, wore the fire glove over it. I changed, for those of you like hardcore fans, I changed what finger I leave off the trans brake on. I went from my thumb. Everybody's a thumb lever, right? I started leaving my pointer finger. I don't think I'll ever change that. My lights were so consistent between Bowling Green and Indy until the final one. But yeah, no, it was cool that I got to do that. And then as soon as I came home, the next day I went to the doctor and they said no surgery for now. They put me in a hard cast for 4 weeks. So I will get it off when I get back from the St. Louis double divisional the week after the national. And then they'll send me to physical therapy. And they basically told me in a week at physical therapy, we'll know like whether I then need surgery or not. But he said it felt like it was getting stable. So he said it's like 85% chance that the cast and PT is going to fix it and life will be good. And a 15% chance I'll end up needing surgery anyways. And I figured at that rate, we might as well just throw it in the cast. So that's the update on that end. But dude, Indy.
Good. Yeah. So Indy you raced incredible. In Indy and you didn't red light in the first round. When did you
No, we're not. In the fourth round, we waited till the fourth round. Waited till we got down to 16 cars this time.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, listen, you were going rounds, and I walked in the tower. I said, nobody talk to Galvin. Don't even. He's like a pitcher in the sixth inning, bottom of the sixth with a no hitter. Don't talk to him about it. Leave him alone. Don't get in his head. And then,
I appreciate that. I'll say this. Nobody was in my head. There's been a lot of talk. Joe had asked me about it on the PA. And I, kind of laid out what we thought had happened. And I had a few, fellow competitors, friends, people who, tried to politely tell me that I was wrong on what happened. And that's okay. Mostly because, basically what we thought had happened is that the car pulled the front end out of the beams when I let go of the button and caused me to red light. And usually, that will reflect on the time slip. Your 60-foot time will be dramatically slow. It'll kind of mess up your run. And the numbers were off, but not like dramatically. Like we were 200 slow to 60 feet. Normally it's, more like 500 or 600s. And, so Tom Bayer owns the car and I, kind of went to work on it. And, what we've kind of decided is it was like kind of like an all things came together anomaly. We have a video that if I could figure out how to load stuff here, I would load, that very clearly shows that my wife took standing next to the car. Very, very clearly shows the car pull both front tires off the ground and pretty significantly. And that car never does that. It's got a ton of weight up front. It's not a high horsepower car. It's got preload. Like there's no reason that should happen, but it definitely pulled the car out of the beams. Am I going to tell you that I was going to be green if it didn't? I don't know. I got all the tree, I didn't meet the tree. I had a couple of people like, you met the tree. I've met the tree before. And that's a conversation that's too technical for our show to get into, but,
sure.
But for those of you who know what that is, when you meet the tree, and if you don't, then that's on you, but I've met the tree a couple times and it. The fact that I was literally shocked when I saw a red light come on, like I drove by the tree, saw the red light and went, you gotta be kidding me. Like rolled my eyes back, head back, like tells you I didn't meet the tree. So, it's a combination of things. I might've been red anyways, by a couple thousandths, but it was 16 cars at Indy and I wasn't going to be 28, we were going up there trying to be, like somewhere between a 6 and a 10 reaction time. And sometimes when you set up 006, you end up 002 red in that class. That's just kind of the nature of that class. But, once we calm down, we can't, it's like just going to be one of those deals that, we'll probably never be able to fully explain. I was more frustrated that I couldn't explain it. Honestly, I would have rather had met the tree and like the numbers all added up, or I would have rather been 3,000ths red. It was more frustrating that we didn't really have like a full, reason for it. But I mean, it doesn't matter. It is what it is. We lost a round. Josh Camplain won it. He went red the next round, which stunk for him. But I mean, dude, I like 100 and 120 plus 130 something cars. We got down to 16. I don't get to race much. I don't. First off, that was, I haven't even entered 10 total events in my drag racing career. And that was my second one of the year, and my first one was Bowling Green the week before, and I hadn't been in the car since round 1 at Indy the year before that. So, I mean, all in all, when you think about it like that, that's the biggest race of the year with the highest car count. If you looked at the ladder of 16 cars, I mean, you talk about an anomaly. One of those names was not like the 15 other. I mean, there were multiple world champions, multiple U.S. nationals champions. Jason Kenny, who should be both, was on there, and I was sitting there. So I think all in all,
hey, you did good.
I'm proud.
You represented yourself.
Yeah. We didn't make the announcers look terrible. I didn't go up there. I wasn't 60 on the tree, 884 taking 600s to the finish line, right? Like, I didn't do anything totally stupid or silly, and it was cool. Not that we plug a lot of sponsorship stuff here, but Steve Bryson and Gittrix, and that's a family, business, and I work for them during the week too. But I don't get to go back there and run the car without them. And Dave Reeves, who owns an auto shop in Santa Clarita, the town I'm from, his son John Michael owns the shop and runs it now, and jumped right back on board. They've literally been on every race. I could proudly say that Reeves Complete Auto, a little family business in Santa Clarita, California, has been on every race car I've ever driven in my life. And Bill Pink carburetors, which I had some people ask me, like Bill Pink is Ed Pink's son. Everybody in drag racing knows Ed Pink. Bill is back in North Carolina, makes some awesome carburetors they're anodized pink. They're phenomenal. They look great, but they work great too. He's actually building a super comp car right now, which is exciting. And he messaged me like right away, like I'm in, and he's been on the card back-to-back years. So those folks, kind of let me to go chase a dream a little bit, and that was cool.
That's awesome. Yeah, man. Listen, whenever you were up there, we were all excited. That was. By the way, was Austin one of those guys that politely told you that's not what happened? Your car goes.
Hayward?
Yeah.
No, actually, Austin said that probably made some more sense because Austin and Mike Rice both those are race control people, but
yeah,
I mean both of them were like 39, like that. It'd be one thing if you were red, but 039 is red. Like in a super comp car, to be 39 red, you either met the tree or you flinched or guessed or something, right? Like nobody sets up 006 and goes 39 because they just rip. I mean, I'm not going to say nobody, like it definitely happens, but I did not find in Bowling Green, we made 7 runs. We lost round 1. The car sped way up and I was racing a way faster car, and I killed 600ths of a second and still broke out, right? Which is a lot. And in racing speak, I did everything I could. When I can't see the car that's coming and I'm scrubbing. I mean, you can't just stop the car and let that car drive by. But in Bowling Green, we made 7 hits at the tree, and my worst reaction time would have been 019, and it was like my first hit. And we were 14 or better every time after that, and never better than I think 007 or 6. So we weren't cutting it close. Like we had a range, and then same thing in Indy. I had 2 rounds, once in time trials and once in round 2 of eliminations, where my opponent left before the tree activated. It was weird to have that happen twice in the same weekend, and I still don't know what happened to Mike Robolato in round 2 because I was fully expecting him to put me on the trailer, to be honest with you, when he did that. But if you take out those runs, every other run I made at Indy up until the red light, we were in that same range based on where we had the delay box set from the week before. So I don't think I just magically found, 4 or 500ths of a second in reaction. That would be pretty impressive if I had that ability. Like, hey, Justin Ashley style. Hey.
Well, you definitely represented yourself. You did good. You made us proud. You made the announcers proud. I, on the other hand, in Indy, I don't race cars. I don't do that. I like to drive.
But we got to get you into a car. That's my goal.
I'll do it. I don't. But your super comp seems like it'd be in my wheelhouse, and that's
you can handle that. Yeah, you can handle it.
So, but I, Jason Galvin, made my debut in the media center asking questions.
Oh, yes. This was you texted this to me. I think I was back with the race car when I got it, and I about fell over.
Yeah, well,
Please tell me we're playing it. Are we playing it?
yeah, I'm gonna play it. I'm gonna play it right now. So, again, I am like a pariah in the media center, and Indy's definitely the bigger. There was a ton of media people in there, and I looked at it and go, "What are these people doing? What are they writing for? Who are they writing to?" I'm like, "What are they reporting on?" I go, "I get it, they're reporting on this, but I mean, I'm looking at this. We opened it up to the fans today to talk. No one's calling in. No one wants to talk to us. So, anyways, we have like 2 listeners." So, anyways, I'm in the media room, and Robert Height had just won the Too Fast, Too Tasty challenge, or it was the call out. That's what he won, right?
He won the Pep Boys All-Star Call Out.
Yeah, he won that. So that's what I was in there. But earlier in the day, they were doing an autograph session, and Matt Hagan he signed like 4 autographs, and then went to watch Tony Stewart run, his boss, of course. So you got to watch your boss run, and then so there was an empty seat, so I sat right down next to Robert Height, and I signed a couple Matt Hagan autographs, and then I realized, okay, maybe I shouldn't do that to that guy because he will flatten me, and then then I was just passing him over to Cruz. So I was, here you go, Cruz, here you go, Cruz, here you go, Cruz. And Cruz was like, he gave me the look of like, what the hell are you doing sitting down here? But then Robert and I, we were basically talking about stuff. And then he gave me one of his hero cards, and I wrote a little note to him. And I basically wrote, "I love you, Jason," to Robert Height on one of Robert Height's cards. So I basically went into the media center, and I was like, let's ask Robert Height a question, because I never get to ask questions, and nor should I ever get to ask questions after this one. But this is what happened in the media center after the day.
You got to win on Sunday before you can double up.
Jason Logan, Life's a Drag podcast. Go.
Robert, you said a few minutes ago that it took a team effort to get this big win. But if you could really attribute your big win to one person, who would that one person be?
Oh, it has to be Jason Logan. I mean, we sat together this morning. He wrote me a love letter on one of my hero cards. We're getting tight.
Positive energy.
That's what I thought.
Bobby Van, yes.
So that was my big day. First off,
Tight is my favorite part. We're getting tight.
My favorite part was Joe Costello looked at me, and he was like, first off, Phil Burgess is sitting right there from National Dragster. That was the back of the guy's head. That's Phil Burgess. And you could see just by the back of his head, like, well, come on, dude. Why are you interrupting? And Bobby Bennett was, over there, and he started asking questions first. And I let all the serious questions go first. Okay, I know where my place is. But Joe looked at me, and he goes, "I'm calling on you. Get ready. Better have a question." Because I was just standing there, and he goes, "Jason Logan, Life's a Drag podcast." I was like, ah, ha, ha, ha. And then you could hear Allie. Allie's in the back. She's kind of running the camera, and she's laughing. That's her laughing there. And I was like,
I was wondering who that was. That made sense.
They're gonna kick me out of here for sure for forever. I'll never be able to come in. But I think I'm just gonna start asking questions at these press conferences now.
I mean, why not? You're repping the brand, right? You're repping Life's a Drag. We got to get you like a Life's Drag hat or shirt, or something real official that you put on there.
Like a yellow jacket or something crazy.
Exactly.
Or like one of those old timey hats that says press on it. Yeah, that'll be good. We make that happen.
It says press. I'm just imagining you in like a floppy khaki, like fly fisherman's hat.
Right.
That says press
on it. You know what? I'm doing that this weekend. I'm totally doing that this weekend.
You got to run to the mall or something and get that made.
Well, dude, I'm out in the sun all day long, so I'm trying to minimize the skin cancer zone in this area right here.
Right.
And,
the skin cancer
Yeah.
zone.
And so I got the big floppy NHRA hat, the bucket hat. And the best is Terry Vance is up there going, like he was commenting on my hat all weekend long.
I heard him.
But
yeah.
So
hey, Terry Vance is a Low Zone fan. Okay, deep down, Terry Vance wishes that he could spend more time in the Low Zone.
I listen. He's more than welcome to come hang out with me, as opposed to go sit in the booth with Alan Reinhart. I guarantee he'd have way more fun with me than Alan Reinhart.
Yeah.
You gotta.
Hey, Scott wants to know where you DJ'd last week.
Oh, I was in West Palm Beach, the Breakers, one of the most beautiful hotels on the planet. It was fantastic.
What was the deal you were going to host the other day when I called you? You were like, it was a game show or something?
Yeah, that's where I was. I was going down to the Breakers, and yeah.
What was the game show you were hosting?
It was just some trivia game show that it was just.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
After
Silly
party
trivia.
thing. The best was they, so we're at this beautiful hotel. The Breakers is just absolutely gorgeous. Like Sylvester Stallone's a member there. A bunch of celebrities. Yeah, I mean it's a high-end joint. And
B-list guys.
Yeah, right. So they were in the beach club with this thing, and so it was after dinner. I'm just playing dinner music and crap, and then it was time for the game show. So I played my $25,000 pyramid music that I normally play at the track. And I So, and I go, now, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for trivia. And to host trivia tonight, we've got a very special guest. Please welcome all the way from the Wheel of Fortune, Pat Sajak. And I'm looking around and I'm like, looking in the kitchen, like, Pat. There was one lady, her eyes lit up like, oh my God, Pat Sajak's going to be here. And I told the client that I was going to do this, and because the thing was like, you guys can't Sage. I can spend all your money here at the Breakers. What do you get? You get me. You get me. And this lady was so when I did that to her, this lady was so disappointed. I go, ma'am, I'm so sorry. That was a bad joke. I could see how excited you were for Pat Sajak. It was so great.
How do you continue to get gigs is what I want to know.
Bro, I don't know. Yeah. I have no idea. The best part.
Go ahead.
The best part was in 3 hours, I made what I make in 3 days.
Well, I mean, corporate gigs, folks.
Yes,
corporate gigs. I keep waiting for Jason to send some of those my way. Do we have multiple people in the waiting room?
Yeah, Pickle Rick. He has yet to click on or anything like that.
But what happens if you put Pickle Rick on? Like, will his audio work and no video?
It won't even let me see. It won't even let me put him in there. They need to connect their mic cam and
yes, Pickle Rick, you need to reset yourself there.
Yeah, he's not paying attention. But then we could add this person. Finally, we have someone who likes this and wants to call in. Give it up for Allie Bland.
It's my favorite podcast. My favorite. Forget time. Forget gossip. Life's a Drag podcast. That's my favorite. The only one.
She of giggles in the back of Media Center broadcasts.
I put myself in because I wanted to give some more info of Jason Logan coming into the Media Center. As you've said on this podcast before, I have been known to kick Jason Logan out of the Media Center multiple times. Get out of here, Jason. You don't belong in here, Jason.
Don't belong in here.
So all of a sudden, I didn't see Joe like motion to you, but all of a sudden I hear your voice and I'm like, and him, call on you. And I was like, immediately, what is he going to say? Because as you said, like Indy is very busy. There's tons of people there. The Indy star, she was sitting right next to me while you were talking. And I was like, what is he going to say? But what made me laugh so much is you said your questions so seriously.
Right. That's a serious place. I know there's serious people in there. I want to be considered a serious journalist.
And there I am giggling. Like
I want to be considered a serious.
This is the Allie Bland comment here is perfect too.
Oh, that's my favorite. That's the best part of the whole thing. That's what I thought.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Listen, be prepared. I'm going to come in there with other ones. Here's another serious journalist over here. Yeah, good questions, Jason. See, I don't know why Nicole Clark. She got a super awesome job? She can't call in. What's the matter with her?
Why isn't she calling in? Yeah. So.
Listen.
One more story, then I will let you continue your podcast. Because you were talking about the Media Center, and here I am with Media Center insider info. So obviously, like during events, like we as NHRA professionals, like we can't cheer for drivers. We can't say like, "Whoa, go Brittany Force!" Yeah, because we can't. We're there for the sport. We're there for everyone. Blah blah blah. Except when Jason Galvin is racing.
Right? Everybody was excited every time he was racing.
And it was like early in the morning that day, like 8-9 o'clock, and like we're like all like glued to our seats, like go Jason, and then you won. And
I didn't know that.
And like in Indy, where we sit is like we're like Nikki and I and Josh, and like it's kind of a closed door room, and so like we close the door and we're like, "Whoa, go Galvin!" and got so excited. But for that only, sorry to the handful of folks that you lost to because we were.
We also do that.
Well, I appreciate that. I appreciate the support.
I was pumped.
We also do that with Sadie Glenn too.
Sadie Glenn, yes, and that was a bigger deal because that was at ZMAX, and like so that was like the opposite effect because that was much later in the night. Logan, were you there for that?
No,
you remember that?
Later in the night.
Yeah,
it was like late
last
at
year
night.
in the fall when she got down to like the semifinals, right?
Yep, and like Elon Warner just like pacing like a proud dad, like
right.
Okay. And like she won, and like you would have thought there was not very many folks there. Obviously, it was very late at night, and like there was like Jonathan Coleman was there from ZMAX, me and Nikki, like some photographers, a handful, and the place just erupted. That Sadie won that round, and we just went bananas. It was great, so much fun. Like that's like again, we're not supposed to, but again, like Sadie is like one of our own and Galvin's one of our own, so we were just like we were so excited for her.
We as announcers, Jason is an announcer. I'm just a rodeo clown. I guess I could cheer and do whatever the heck
literally
I want.
are a rodeo clown. That is exactly what you are.
But I don't cheer out loud because of that whole thing too, because you just listen, we've got to be a little biased here. Yes, exactly. I'm fans of certain ones and I'm not fans of others, but you just you go through it.
Yeah. I have to show you. Look at my sweatshirt. Let's go ghouls.
Is it cold where you are?
Yeah, in my house. Cody Bland keeps my house at negative 30 degrees at all times.
Look at my shirt.
Man, I knew I liked him. I knew I liked him.
Fat ones. What's the rest of it?
That's hot dogs and Italian ice, but it's Joey Fatone.
That's your guy.
Did you guys watch the VMAs last night? What?
Hey, look. I wasn't going to bring this up, okay? But my wife literally got in the car this morning when we were taking JJ to school. And the first, something about NSYNC at the VMAs came on. And the first thing my wife looked at me and said was, so if they go on tour, can Jason Logan get us VIP access? And I said, I'm gonna have to make a phone call, but you're gonna owe J-Lo a lot on that one.
That's a huge one. That's a big one.
Listen, always been team NSYNC, and I'm not just saying that. Always and forever.
Look at Allie's trying to get on the gravy train here.
I am, true. That's fine. I met your wife, Jason. Did I tell you?
I thought I introduced you guys.
I don't think so. I think Jill Prock did.
Oh, well, maybe Jill Prock did. Jill Prock's good at that.
She is. Yeah, she was lovely. We'd never met before.
Jill or my wife?
Both.
Okay.
Both things.
Good.
I didn't
see
Jason Galvin's wife the entire weekend.
Isn't that wild? Jason, we literally were talking on the phone the other day, and my wife was in the car too. And I was like, wait a minute. You two probably never saw each other once. Jason was like, nope. Can't believe it.
Super
fan.
He
called her some choice words, and
jeez, J-Lo.
Trollop.
Well,
J-Lo and my wife have a very friendly relationship. So.
Yes, we are friendly.
I'm gonna go back to work now.
All right, Allie Bland, thank you for joining our show. You're our only fan. Thank you.
It's my favorite podcast.
Hey, look, this is my new thumbs up.
Woo-hoo. Yay!
Hey, Allie.
I don't have a gallbladder. So.
Hey, Allie, you want to see what I did earlier today?
Hey, neither do I. Neither does my wife. It's great. Jason Logan, do you have a gallbladder?
I think so. Yeah, I got one of those.
I think
it's overrated.
You would know if you don't.
Yeah. Allie Bland, before you leave, this is how I get paid. You ready to see how I get paid? This is what I was doing right before this podcast. As you know, Allie Bland, I have a Cameo account.
Yes.
That's cool. You want to see what I get paid for a Cameo? You ready for this? Here we go.
Carrie.
Hey, I'm looking for Drake. Mr. Number One. I hear you used to coach the crap out of the Trash Pandas back in the day when you were coaching them in the soccer game. Hey, listen, here's a little pep talk for you. Get ready for the new season of soccer. The Lambda Delta Chi team wants you to play an unorthodox style, a 2-2-1. That formation wins it all the time. 2 in the back, 2 in the midfield, and 1 fabulous number 9 sitting up at the top of the box, cherry picking goals left and right. Anyways, Drake, Coach just wanted to make sure you knew what was going on because he knows you're Mr. Number One. If you can take the Trash Pandas to glory, heck, I know you can do it with the Lambda Delta Chi team. Hey, man, good luck on the season. You know your man Harry Carey will be out there cheering you on. Here we go. Let's go. A 1, a 2, a 3. Take me out to the ball game. Take me out to the pitch. We're gonna win with a 2-1. Come on, Mr. Number One. You know it's the best. So that's what I get paid to do, Allie Bland.
And we get that for free, Galvin.
Yeah, you get that for free. You get that for free every weekend, whatever you want.
That was the worst thing I've ever watched in my life.
Worst. Dude, the fact that people pay me to do that is hilarious.
Oh my gosh.
You wanna know how much- you wanna know how much
bought
money I
that?
give me? Some guy, I don't know. some
Somebody
landlord.
probably paid you like $300 to do that, right?
No, that would be awesome. I would, dude.
Oh.
I would promote that.
Dude, if
I
they
made
paid you more than
$300,
20, they overpaid.
$18.35.
There you go. All right, so it's okay. Look, I would be a shitty Price is Right player, guys. Okay, I missed it by $1.75.
Oh, poor
You
Bob
went over.
Barker. Dead.
Dun, 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 dun.
I saw somebody. He played the Price is Right all the way up until he died. He closest without going over 199. I was like, come on, dude, don't do that to Bob Barker.
But it's funny because it's true.
It's true.
Right. Dude, we do everything Bob Barker rules. Like, I'll go to the grocery store.
Everything, yes.
Everything. And it's like, I'll look at my kid. I go, what do you think it is? And I go closest without going over. And man, one day I nailed it with like in 15 cents. I was doing laps at my local grocery store.
Incredible. They should put you in
people are
the
like-
Smithsonian.
Oh
They
man,
should
could you
put me in
imagine?
the
Could you imagine being the little kid in line with this mom? Mommy, is that the
Mommy,
guy that
what's that
does the
man
horrible Harry Carey impersonation?
Why? So
Oh,
stupid.
gosh.
The fact
my
that
God.
Joey Fatone got me on Cameo and I do these things, I probably made $500 and like since the pandemic doing it. What?
Shut up.
I swear to God, I can't even pay my car
in
payment.
4 years.
Yeah, I can't make one car payment with this.
$18. That's the best. $18.35 or whatever you said.
The bet. Wait, here's another thing. Like I think it's like at $25. That's what you got to pay, but they, Cameo takes money out.
Okay.
Joey Fatone gets a cut. I'm like, dude, come on, bro. You really
Joey
need my
gets a
$3?
cut. He's your
Yeah.
manager.
Yeah, because it's a multi-level marketing
It's a
scam. Come
pyramid
on.
scheme.
Go crazy. Yeah.
No,
And it goes-
Galvin, he's gonna recruit us. We gotta get out. We don't want to sell Mary Kay.
Brian Loans has a Cameo account.
Oh
We
my
should
God.
talk. To
Does he
him about
really?
that. Nope, he's got
Will
one.
you
I
buy
think
one?
we should buy one. We should just totally have Brian Loans just rip on anything or anybody just because.
No,
it's
he
fun.
should do a promotion for Life's a Drag podcast.
Oh, that would be great.
That's great. That's a good idea.
You're welcome.
That's how we should do this. We should just do cameos. I had a corporate lady during the pandemic call me up, one of our clients. She's like, "Hey, do you think we could get celebrities to come in and do virtual stuff and say virtual things?" And I'm like, as she's explaining this to me in my head, I'm like, "Yes, we can do that. I can book whatever you need." Blah 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 blah. In my head, I'm going, Cameo does this already. Well, I go, why are you calling me to do the legwork? After about maybe 20 minutes, she realized on the phone, oh, wait, Cameo. I'm like, yeah, Cameo does that. You don't need me for this dumb. You wasted 20 minutes of my time, lady.
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 Well, you
All
should
right.
continue. Back to work.
All right. Thanks,
Allie
Allie
Bland.
You
Bland.
in Charlotte. Have fun in Reading.
See
Oh,
you
you're not
in
going to
Charlotte.
reading?
Not going to Reading, but I will be in
She's not-
Charlotte with
She's
bells
not
on.
going to the Reading Rainbow.
Not going to the Reading Way, but you should go to in Charlotte. The best. That's my favorite restaurant on the circuit is Garofalo's right there in Concord.
Don't even.
Everybody loves Garofalo. Garofalo's is good, but everybody loves Garofalo's. Joe and I went to the Crunkleton last time we were there.
What a
On
name!
Sunday night after the races. Yeah. Blake Alexander recommendation, by the way. Phenomenal place. So
Oh yeah,
just
he's
wanted to-
local from in Charlotte.
So Fast Eddie's from Garofalo's was
Yes.
at Indy, and dude, the last time, Jason, you were there the last time we were in the spring race, Jason, right? Didn't you go to
Yeah.
Garofalo's?
I did not go to. So I've only been to Garofalo's once, and it was rehearsal dinner night for Allie and Thomas's wedding.
Oh, okay.
The Proc Galvin Look, let me tell you real quick about the Proc Galvin extravaganza. Okay, they got married at Richard Childress's winery,
Yep.
which is like, I don't know, 45-minute drive north of Concord. And so we drove up there Friday morning, had the rehearsal dinner, everybody piled into. They rented like a trolley, and 30 people piled into this trolley and drove back down to Charlotte to go to Garofalo's to drive back up that night on the trolley. And I mean, look, literally at one point, Austin Prock was walking around with a tray of 99 flavored shots, and he had like every flavor you could think of. And like they were lit, and the only person on the bus under the age of 24 was my 3-year-old, 2.5, 3-year-old son. who none of the grandparents who were staying back at the hotel were willing to watch for 3 hours. So
Right.
JJ had to come with us, and JJ's like, Daddy, can I have one of the banana drinks? No. On the drive back, JJ's sitting there like exhausted, and he's looking. He's like, Dad, why is Uncle Trevor dancing? Why is well? I was like, oh my gosh, like there's all these things.
I can
But it was
only imagine.
all time great moment. It was one of those moments I wish that JJ was like 5 for, so that he could remember it when he was 15 and tell the story. But
Right.
because he was like 3, he won't. But yeah, all time.
But you will.
All time
Yeah,
great.
but by the
Oh,
way,
yeah.
the lasagna at Garofalo's is unbelievable. I love it.
Lasagna is very good. Yes, garlic
There,
nuts.
gnocchi and
Yeah.
Alfredo.
Oh, good call.
Oh, really? I've never had their
Maybe.
gnocchi.
Very
Do
good.
they make their gnocchi? Do they make their gnocchi in house?
I don't know.
That'd be my question.
They've
So-
got new owners
so-
now.
So gnocchi is a near and dear. Here's my 5-second off-topic story. Gnocchi is a very near and dear meal to my heart. My fondest memories growing up with my grandfather,
Aw.
Joseph, who my son is named after, hero of my life, was sitting there making gnocchi in the kitchen with him, which we would do every summer and every winter. We would sit there and make huge batches that they would then freeze, and we would eat throughout the year. When I went to grandparents' house or at Christmas time, we always had gnocchi. Made the best gnocchi ever. It was phenomenal when it was fresh right there in the moment. But so that's like always like I'm that snob at Italian restaurants. I sit down, I see gnocchi on the menu, and my first question: do you make your gnocchi? Nope. Okay, then I'm not interested.
seen
It's
it.
okay. They're like, oh, but it's great. I'm like, that's fine.
Yep.
I'm sure it's great. And I'm sure there are other things on the menu that are also great, and I will eat
And I'm
those.
gonna have
If
those.
you don't make it in house, if you don't make it in house, I don't want to try it. Thank you very much. Have a nice day. Anyways,
Thank you. Come
Gotcha.
again.
thank you. Come again. Okay,
Allie.
we got important things to talk about. Bye, Allie.
Bye.
J-Lo.
Yes,
J-Lo.
sir.
How was your drag race bracket bonanza in Indianapolis since Elin unveiled that to the world officially?
My bracket sucked hard.
Do you know what I was proud about?
What?
I had 7 of the 8 top fuel drivers in round 2
Nice.
and 3 of the 4 semifinalists, which is impressive when you consider that Antron Brown won the race out of number 15, that I actually had Antron going that far. Sorry, Brittany Force.
I think I had
Sorry.
Antron going that far too.
Yeah, sorry, Brittany. Sorry, Clay Milligan / TJ Zizzo. Sorry, Antron, because I had Justin Ashley beating him, but I think probably 99% of the people who did brackets had Justin Ashley winning the race. So
Yeah, you would think that I would do better.
Right.
Seeing I'm standing right there, and I watch and I pay attention, and no, I sucked. I
by the way, Gage Herrera kept me from having a 1 pick from perfect Pro Stock motorcycle.
yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Yeah, by the way, a T-shirt of the year. You ready for this? Speaking of Gage Herrera, I was at the Suzuki autograph session. They have those at Pro Stock races. This is the greatest T-shirt I've ever seen. I wish I could zoom it in. I don't know if this will help. Did you see that shirt? So it's Gage Herrera in a banana hammock with a winner's circle hat on, a number 1 qualifier hat, and this dude on his back.
And who is this dude?
It's just some. I think Gage knew who he was, but he showed up at the autograph session.
God, I hope.
Yeah, right.
Because if he didn't, I would have been like, "Whoa!" Like I would have been Gage. I would have been like laughing, but at the same time, I would have been texting Chris Eisen,
Dude, I was like,
our
what?
Security director.
I saw him at the beginning of the line. I'm like, oh my god! I talked to that guy the entire way through, and
Curtis. Hi, Curtis.
You think Kirk could call in and say hello? He's been wanting to be on the
Yeah, I
show.
don't know. Kurt's probably in the office. Casey's probably standing over his shoulder right now.
Right. Yeah. But yeah, I saw that shirt. And I'm going, get the hell out of here. I go, who makes a shirt like that? And then Gage Herrera was just, as soon as he saw the guy, he was smiling from ear to ear. But you would think if you knew the guy, he'd kind of sit there and talk to him for a little bit or wait for him afterwards. No, he just went off and left. I was like, maybe this guy just doesn't really know him.
Oh, okay.
But
well, that officially makes it weird to me, just for the record.
Yeah, no, 100%. But yeah, he let's kick Pickle Rick out because he's bothering me sitting down there.
Okay.
Yeah,
bye, Pickle Rick. Thanks for coming.
Yeah, the bracket bonanza was absolutely just I figured I'm like, oh, I'm gonna have to pick a couple upsets maybe in here because with the first week I did it during the beta test, I was like, I'm gonna just go with all the higher seeds and this, I pay attention. Of course, Antron's gonna do this, and of course, Brittany's gonna win first round. No, it was just not even good. So this weekend, hopefully, I will pay attention better and get my fantasy sports going on. By the way, if you I have Aaron Rodgers on my fantasy football team. He's my starting quarterback. Guess who needed like 20 points to win the week? Didn't get it because thanks, Aaron Rodgers.
He cost me one of my games too. Yeah,
very upset.
I had him on 2 teams. I started him on 1. He was my backup on the other one. It's what it is. I have 11 fantasy football teams. So
I narrowed it down to 1, and the one that you and I are in. Did anybody get 33 points this weekend?
Oh, no, not that I know. That's not a fantasy football league, though. We're in a great pool. It's a 33-point pool. And so you pay an entry fee at the start of the year. And then every week, a certain amount, it's broken down by 18 weeks of the year or whatever, it gets put into the pot. And there's a little bit put aside for the Super Bowl winner and runner-up. But then, like, every week, if a team scores 33 points, that the person with that team gets the money. Win or lose, does not matter. All they have to do is score 33 points. And if nobody scores 33, it rolls over. Multiple teams get it, you split or whatever, right? But like you want it to roll over. And last year, I had the Bears, and I was like, the Bears won't score 23 in a game this year. They scored 33 in a game in like week 8 or 9, some wild game, and I won, and it was like insane. I won like $1,000 or something. It was a great deal. So Jason Logan has the Giants.
Yeah, I've got the Giants. Thank you.
Who only came up 33 points short. The New York Giants are the only team in the National Football League who have not scored a point this year.
And it's done randomly, so it was just given.
Yeah, it's totally random. Yeah, totally random.
But,
my wife has the Raiders, and I legitimately don't remember who I have, which I should probably go look at. But
you should look at that. You should know. But yeah, so I don't know exactly how this the bracket bonanza that's open to the public, right? Everybody.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, share the link. You got it?
I gotta find the link. Hold on.
I got it. I just had it up because I was looking at mine.
Put it in the comments. But yeah, everybody can be part of this drag racing bracket bonanza. That's not what it's called, but I want to.
Yeah, that is exactly what it's called.
Oh,
drag race bracket bonanza. Mike, dude, aren't we working for these guys this weekend?
Yeah,
we're pimping out our services this weekend. There it is. We're pimping out our services this weekend, and you're over here. You don't even remember what the name of it is.
Like, well, listen, when you put me in front of the camera, we'll be all good.
Be better.
Yeah, I'll be better. Be better. I'll be better. I'm surprised Elan's not calling in, going, "Yo, what's up?" But
Elan's got to be tied up in something right now. Otherwise, he'd be all over this. Nicole Clark's bracket was destroyed after the first round of Top Fuel. You were probably not the only person. If you had Brittany Force doing anything, then your bracket was destroyed after the first round.
It was terrible. But I think this is fun, though. I mean, I know there's other brackets out there and, things that people do in the pits and stuff like this. But this gives you a little more fun, a little more skin in the game, even though we're not putting money down on it. It's just fun to, kind of pay attention. I mean, that's all these pick.
Oh, hey, I actually feel pretty good about my pick now after this past weekend.
Yeah.
I have the Packers.
Okay.
And now that Jordan Love looks like a real quarterback, that's exciting. It could potentially be good.
So, well, speaking of like who's exciting and what's going on, who do we think is going to win these? We got the countdown coming up right now. I mean,
are we making predictions?
I mean, should we make predictions or should we just should we talk about it? So
Let's just talk
everybody,
about it. I don't
yeah,
want to make predictions.
yeah, everybody that came to every race gets to be in the countdown, which
Yes.
somebody made a good point. I know you and I talked about that a couple episodes ago. Somebody made a good point. So say you're 13th. Okay, you're probably not going to win the championship, but the top 10 places get money. They
do.
if you finish, say, 8th or 7th, guess what? You're going to get some money.
Right.
So it's worthwhile to kind of to be part of the countdown. So there's incentive there, not just but like you said,
sure.
you always talk about Austin Prock. If it started like a couple weeks earlier, I mean, or there was a couple more races, that guy would have won the championship.
One more race last year, or if he would have started 7th instead of 12th or 13th, wherever he started, would have
right.
been,
Yeah,
so,
he was on fire.
No, it matters. It matters.
So so this will be a fun talk. I mean, I guess that's what you guys will talk about the entire time. Is countdown points.
Probably. Here, I tell you what. Here's what we ought to do. We ought to talk about, because like everybody knows who the contenders are, right?
Mm-hmm.
But like we got to talk about dark horses.
Okay.
Like Jason Logan, give me a driver in a category that you think is not being talked about enough as a championship contender. Who's the first person that pops to your mind?
I mean, I see. The problem is, I think we talk about all these people, but I think Clay Millican. Clay Millican, possibly.
Clay Millican's an interesting pick, right? 2 wins on the year.
What about Doug Coletta? If he gets that thing rocking and rolling, I mean, those guys.
Doug Coletta, whose car has been one of the better cars on tour over the last 5 or 6 races. Hasn't won yet, but if they start lopping off wins, Doug Coletta, by the way, very sneakily enters the playoffs 6th in points. Like, he's ahead of Mike Salinas, winner this year, Austin Prock, winner this year, Clay Millican, 2 wins this year. Like, Doug Coletta's ahead of them. He's 75 points out of first. Brittany Force is 68 out of first. That Doug Coletta that's a good name to drop, J-Lo.
Yeah, I'm with you there. I think Doug. Yeah, I mean, and I talk about people you were not supposed to cheer for and things like that. But I literally cheer for Doug Coletta every time.
I think the entire sport cheer. Like, I would be willing to bet that if you went to every driver in the top fuel field and said, you cannot win the championship this year, who do you want to win it? Like, publicly, like Justin Ashley and Antron Brown are going to say the other ones because like they're kind of teammates, right? And Brittany and Austin are going to say each other because they're teammates, because that's what they're just like supposed to say, right? But like, I bet privately, like in a vacuum, like, hey, we got 15 top fuel drivers together with me, you, and Joe, and we're throwing back drinks, BSing off the record. Yep. Every single one of them would be like, Doug. Like, how is it not Doug? Like,
right? Yeah, exactly.
Doug Coletta is. I would have to like really dig deep on this if I'm missing somebody, but I would venture to say Doug Coletta is the greatest driver in NHRA history to not win a championship. Any class, any category, like professionally, any class, any category. So, no, come on, everybody wants Doug to win.
Yeah, Doug Coletta, and in that same Coletta camp, J.R. Todd in Top Fuel. I mean, Funny Car.
Yeah, J.R. Todd's Funny Car is. Look, who knows how the final round goes if they don't have the calamity that they had in the semifinals, and which, by the way, like the TV broadcast did a really good job of covering that, but I don't know if it's been like talked about much after. I was down there when that whole deal happened with JR, and like it was wild. Like, that car literally turned the corner and did not stop. I mean, he clipped a safety safari member. He was literally about to like mow over Antron's top fuel car. Like, you talk about catastrophic. Like, he was literally going to drive through AB's car and made a last second decision to hang a right. Thankfully, there wasn't another Funny Car over there. Thankfully, the one safety safari person who was there was looking at him and saw it. JR literally screamed, "Watch out," because like the car wasn't running, was making no noise, and like people heard him scream, "Watch out." I was doing an interview when it happened, so like I turned around and all of a sudden there was a Funny Car sitting in the grass, high centered, and JR's climbing out the roof, and I went, "What did I miss?" Like, but that was that was intense being down there, watching them try to figure out what happened. Is the car savable? Can we fix it? and then by the time they got it back to the pits, they figure out, yeah, we can fix it. It's good. They put it back together. They get up there for the final round. Like, if they don't have any of that happen, who says they don't go up there and beat Ron,
Right.
or at least give him a tight race,
Yeah, no, I listen. I like J.R. Todd too. He's I just think
J.R. Todd, by the way, 5th in points, 56 out of the lead. Again, something that I would guess most people would probably think that JR would be behind a Tim Wilkerson, who's won a couple times this year, maybe a Chad Green, who spent most of the year up in the top 5, or Alexis. But no, J.R. Todd is climbing down the back of Bob Tasca right now, and he's less than 3 rounds out of the lead.
Where's Alexis?
Alexis is right behind him, 67 points out.
Okay.
Look,
Yeah,
if Alexis, and I mean this in the best of ways, and I don't think I'm saying anything that she wouldn't agree to, but if Alexis can just keep her head, in the game for 6 races here, I mean, that car continues to be, I think it's the best car on the circuit. Like, if not the best, it's right there now. It was certainly the best car on the circuit the first 7 or 8 races of the year.
Yeah.
But it's, I mean, maybe Ron Capps and Robert Hyder are right there with her now. Bob Tasca, maybe JR, but like, man, if she can just, give that team a couple of 80 lights, they're going to win. They're going to win a couple races and be a problem for everybody.
See, and now going to a pro stock bike and car, I think your favorites are good. I mean, it's Gage Herrera's to win. I mean, if
pro stock bike is
I mean,
that's let's talk about the races Gage Herrera has lost this year. He red lit, he broke, and he broke.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, that one's done.
He red lit, he broke, and he broke. So he either needs to red light or break, or no offense to the rest of the pro stock bike field, but I think they have that too at this point, right? Like,
yeah, and then pro stock car. I mean, does Erica even have a shot at getting in there? I mean, if she get that car, I mean, she could. That would be a big. I think that would be a pretty big story. But
that car's been running really good. I think Erica was pretty hard on herself. She did not drive great on Monday at Indy, and Erica is a 5-time champion. I don't think she's going to take that as offense, and she would probably tell you that she knew she didn't drive. She was late in the semis. Don't know if that would have made a difference, but and that's first off, there's 2 things. One, that's very unlike Erica, and 2, you and I both know Erica well enough to know that that's going to piss her off, and pissed off Erica's a problem for everybody else.
Right.
Like, pissed off Erica is a problem for the other 15 cars in pro stock. So,
hey, were you up there when she gave that interview with Amanda?
Yes, but I wasn't. I was interviewing somebody else, so I wasn't privy to it specifically. But yes.
See, I didn't see any of that, and I saw Brian Loans in the airport on the way out, and we were just chit chatting. He goes, "Did you see Erica?" I go, "No, what happened to Erica?" And he told me. I'm like, "Oh!" I had to go and immediately find that, and I was like, "All right," because she was getting crushed on the internet, crushed, and I'm just like, you know what? She went full on Ricky Bobby. It's all right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was.
I
mean, she's only 32 points out of the lead, right? I mean, she's 3rd place, 32 points back. So, I mean, is Pomona still points and a half? If Pomona's still points and a half, she's a round out of the lead in that theory, right? Like, if her and Dallas go toe to toe, she's a round and 2 points out of the lead. So she needs to pick up some qualifying points somewhere, and but that'll be the thing. The KB Titan cars have been so good in like Dallas and Matt Hartford, and that's the other deal. Like Matt Hartford, when Matt has driven well, that's been the best car in the class this year. Not Dallas.
Yeah.
Dallas has been the better driver. Now he will tell you his lights have not been as good, and the car's been much better. But like consistently, Dallas has been the better driver. But when Matt's been on, like Indy, Matt was on in Indy, and they were number 1 qualifier, and they rolled through the field. And Norwalk, Matt was on, and they rolled through the field, right? Denver, Matt was on and until they got to the end, and then he wasn't at the wrong time, but they were dominant up until that point. So I mean, that's the problem. Like, if Matt is on and Dallas is on, then maybe it's a 2-car race. But I mean, there's been chinks in the armor of both those cars this year.
Yeah, we've seen crazier things happen during the countdown too. So,
Dude, I'm not counting out like Aaron Stanfield is 6th place, 60 points out, but like that car has come around the last couple races.
What about Christian Quadra Jr. or Fernando Quadra Jr.?
Fernando Jr. is 12th and Christian's 10th. It's going to take a run to get either of them up there, but and look, Fernando Jr. had a good run at Indy. He really did. He got everything he could out of that car. They weren't beating Matt in the finals. End of story. That thing knocked the tire off and he pedaled it and got it back together. But Fernando Jr. could have been perfect, and I'd have to go look, but I would venture to say that if he had a 000 light and equaled his best run from race day, it probably still wouldn't have been enough. But they had a good run. You beat the cars that you come up against, right? So, Fernando Jr. has had good success at Indy. Christian's like the interesting one because that car was really good early in the year, and they've struggled a little bit of late, but who knows?
It should be fun though. I mean, it's countdown, man. This is
countdown,
right?
Dude, we got Lucas Oil. Like I'm pumped. I was sitting here looking at like the Lucas Oil standings, and there's some like really, really fun battles in the national points for the Lucas Oil series, and that's not always the case. Like at Pomona last year, we got down, and Top Sportsman was like wide open. And like you had one story with Bob Locke like needing to win the race, but that was like one car, right? Like there wasn't like calamity. It was just like every time Super Gas came up, where's Bob Locke? All right, if he wins, he's still alive. If he loses, and it was Austin Williams as world champion, right? But we have some battles like Top Alcohol Dragster between Julie, Tony Stewart, and Sean Cowie is like wild. That's gonna be wild. Or like Competition Eliminator. Like Bruno's kind of out on everybody right now, but and Jim Greenheck's had a good year, but they've used up races. But like David Eaton, like I would imagine David's going to be in Reading this weekend. I haven't looked. And then Charlotte, like we got a run of races for him coming up here. Andy Mowick is sitting back there in 6th in points, but is a West Coast guy. And like, we're going to end the year with him, out on the West Coast, like Vegas and Pomona, where he won at Pomona earlier this year. Like there's going to be some Super Comp's wide open right now. Super Comp's insane. Like last year at this time, Super Comp was like Jim Glenn's the world champion unless a string of things happened, and a string of things didn't happen. But like Super Comp right now is like there's 7 names. Woo! Which one lands? Like so, yeah. No, it's fun. It's fun, dude. This is the best time of the year.
Yeah,
it's the best time of the year. This is why we do this, right? This is why we do this.
It's exactly why we do this. Also, have you've been to the Shady Maple, haven't you?
No. Tragedy. No.
You want to talk about getting your feed bag on, Jason Galvin? We're going to go to the Shady Maple.
So here's the problem. Okay. Wait, we have what I call a conundrum.
Okay.
I would really like to go to the Shady Maple on this trip. This would be my trip to Red. I'll never. Okay. The problem is, I'm told the night to go is Thursday.
That is a good night to go because, what time do you get in on Thursday?
And herein lies the problem, Jason Logan.
Oh, boy.
I land in Philadelphia at 4:30.
Ugh.
Which is not only a calamity of issues from the fact that it's 4:30, and so by the time I get in a rental car, it's going to be 5:15 in the middle of rush hour traffic and all that other stuff. It's going to take me forever to get to Reading. I mean, I guess on that theory, we could still go. We're just going to get there at I don't know how late they're open either. It's like an Amish place, right?
I don't know. Yeah,
but if they're, if I could get there at 7:30, would that work? Then great. I'd love to.
Yeah, you could probably just meet us there.
But here's my other concern with getting out of the Philadelphia airport when I land. What time do you land?
Here's my problem. I'm at 9:30 in the morning.
Yeah. See, so you're in good shape. Okay.
Yeah.
Here's my real problem. Okay. What is around the Philadelphia airport? What are the major other landmarks around the Philadelphia International Airport that you must drive by to get to the freeway?
All the rental car places. Yeah.
No, wrong answer.
Wrong answer.
Think larger.
What the heck's around there? I don't even know. I don't even know what you're talking about. I'm so nervous.
Athletic stadiums?
Oh, yeah. Well, yeah, if you go that way. Yeah. There's a couple different ways you can go. I forget.
Okay, I land at 4:30, and the Eagles play Thursday night football for their home opener. I don't think it matters what way I go. Okay,
That's true. But yeah, you got it. You can't go that way.
my
because
plane lands at well, I'm sure Waze will try to take me a different way, but tell me that's not going to be
Oh,
a
no.
disaster of epic proportions down there.
Maybe we
Like,
should go to that game.
4:30. I didn't even think about that. I should look at tickets.
Yeah,
That's a
we
good
should
call.
get tickets. And
What
then
am I
who are they
doing?
playing?
What the Minnesota? What am I doing with my life? Let me look at
Ooh,
that.
that's a good one.
All right,
yeah.
this would be what I do while we wrap up the
Yeah.
show.
So, well, if not, we can. The Shady Maple. Here's the problem with Shady Maple, though. It's either go straight from the track there, and another problem is we're staying in the same place we stayed last year, which has really good stuff around it. That little town area that we were in that had the ice cream shop.
Okay, so I was not. So I did not go to Reading last year. It was a point of contention with with Senior Koretsky, who was very upset at me that I didn't go to Reading. I was like, it wasn't my choice. Don't be mad at me. But anyways, he's excited I'm going this year. I'm excited. I love Reading. Fun fact, Reading first. Everybody's got their stories. First national event they ever worked. Alan's got his Phoenix connection and all that stuff. First national event. I had my tryout at Pomona, right, home track. But the first national event, Evan Jonat picked the phone up, called me and said, "Hey, would really like to work. Can you get on an airplane to fly out here?" Reading, Pennsylvania, 2019. So soft spot in my heart for Reading. I went there in 19 and in 21.
I was there in 2019.
You were there in 19. You were not in 21.
Yeah, not in 21.
Yeah. Shady Maple closes at 9. All right.
Perfect.
Thank you, Scott. Look at Scott's all over that. I was actually looking that up.
I can't believe Scott hasn't called in. I don't understand why.
Where are we staying then?
So we're staying in the beautiful town of Wyomissing, and it's a Courtyard by Marriott. But there's a fantastic restaurant right down the street, basically within walking distance. Everything's in walking distance. They've got this great downtown area. Oh, it's nice. It's really
that's kind of cool. So the first year we stayed, which I think was the year you were there. We stayed in Reading, at a Hilton Reading or something. Yeah, at a Hilton or something downtown Reading. There was a Dunkin' Donuts downstairs. You know what I'm talking about.
Yep.
And then in 21 when I went, we stayed at a Holiday Inn Express in a town I don't remember, and it was ugly.
The one is right down the street from the track. You basically turn left.
No, it was still a 20-minute, 15-minute drive. But there was the only thing in the parking lot was a truck stop.
Yeah, no, I think it was at the mall or something, and there was a McDonald's kind of in the parking lot.
I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah, and you went to the Village Inn right down the street that had really good chicken wings.
Yes, Village Inn is right. Yeah.
Yeah, we stayed there all the time. Yeah, that place not good.
Okay, but you like where we're staying this time?
Oh yeah, no, where we're staying this time is very nice.
Excellent.
I mean, or at least
Excellent.
There's stuff around it that
Gotcha.
you and I would enjoy.
Gotcha. Jason Logan, Minnesota Vikings at Philadelphia Eagles, Thursday night football. 2 tickets. I mean, we can get in the door for $120.
I'm good.
Yeah. No, it's because it's the home opener. It's a Thursday night home opener. If this was a Sunday game against the Cardinals, we could get in the door for $50.
Yeah, or listen, and if it was the 49ers and you wanted to go, I'd go for that. But I don't really care about.
Dude, if it was the 49ers, I would be spending copious amounts of money on tickets. Yes.
Yeah, you would have gotten out of. You would have.
I probably also would have got shanked. Yeah, I would have flown in early, honestly. But yeah. Anyways, all right. So, well, let's do this. Cool.
Hey, I'm just pumped that we had one person call in.
Scott, by the way, Scott says he would have, but apparently he is ill. And so, Scott, best of luck to you.
Yeah.
We hope that you recover from that.
I know somebody who had shingles, and oof, that's a bad one.
I do not, but it doesn't sound fun.
No.
No.
But yeah, so all right, so one more time. Let's do everybody sign up for the drag race bracket bonanza.
Yes. Make it
fun.
Happen.
And if you win, you get you get a plaque with the person's
it's on their social media. That was really cool.
Yeah, it's so say you won the top fuel category and say Tony Schumacher won that week, you get Tony Schumacher's name on their plaque and they send it to you. It's kind of cool. So there's that. There's drag racing bonanza. And other than that, just everybody come to Maple Grove. It'll be fun.
Come to the Grove. It's going to be a great weekend. You see the weather, by the way?
Oh yeah.
Woo!
Thank God. You know what?
Oh,
we last year was just absolutely brutal during the summer.
Hey,
We haven't
this year's
brutal.
been great. This year's
Yeah.
been great. Yeah, dude. If anybody's ever going to run 300 to half track or 340 in top fuel, if it ain't this weekend, it ain't ever. Because I'm pretty sure this is more qualifying weekend. Don't they run twice on Friday?
I believe
That's
so.
that's why Sportsman's on Thursday. Let me double check that. That's why, because there's Sportsman cars on the track tomorrow. Tomorrow's Thursday, right? We leave tomorrow. Yeah.
Yes.
I should know these things. Event schedule. Stand by. Friday.
I would think all the countdown
Yes.
races were 4.
I don't know if all of them are. You might be right on that, but yeah, dude. Friday we get a 3 o'clock and a 6 o'clock fuel session.
If that doesn't happen, listen. If the track stays clean, and
Yeah.
Kenny Koretsky said last week or in Indy that his guys know what they're doing down there, mixed in with the safety safari. Not the safety safari doesn't know what they're doing, but he was telling me that his track's going to be perfect, even if something.
And I believe that.
Yeah,
I believe that. Kenny's going to make sure. Yeah, this is the weekend, man. This could be the weekend for sure.
I think I have 10 questions with Kyle Koretsky. I don't know if that's
Do you?
I think so. I don't know.
How did you make that happen?
I told Hannah, I go, these are the people that I want to have on my little thing. And I said,
I have Nitro School. I'm actually very excited. I have Nitro School this weekend. You do 10 questions with Kyle Koretsky.
Boom.
Friday at 12:30. Look at that.
Yes.
Total Seal Tech Talk Friday at 11 a.m. at Matt Hartford's pit. You get to hang out with the Pro Stock winner from the U.S. Nationals. That's kind of cool.
Yeah.
There's a countdown kickoff with Gage Herrera at 12 o'clock on this. Dude, the stage is pumping. I like it. Let's see what else here. Saturday. Just the Basics with Antron Brown at 10:30. I think that's Antron and Hannah. And
are you not doing Just the Basics anymore?
I think Hannah's doing it this weekend. We're giving Hannah some stuff because I am doing at 11 o'clock. This is what I'm excited about. Nitro School at 11 o'clock with Thomas Prock.
Oh, there you go.
It's going to be fun.
Too bad you don't know that guy, so you probably don't have a rapport with him.
Well, that's what I'm excited about. I'm going to get to know him, you know. I always thought that it was weird that my wife named him the godfather of my kid, and I've never met him before, but I'm finally going to get to meet him.
Wait, look at this. Scott says we should have Hannah on the show. Why?
What's Hannah doing? Hannah could have been on the show. She could have called in just like Allie.
Yeah, that's the whole point. Everybody could have called in.
Yeah, could have called in.
Hannah's
probably at Three Amigos eating lunch right now.
The boozy
No, it's
lunch.
3 o'clock. Yeah.
Yeah, you guys think
All
Hannah's all nice and prim and proper? No, man, that girl goes hard. She sends it every time she goes out.
Send it. All right, J-Lo.
All right, brother. Hey, we'll see you tomorrow.
See you tomorrow. Safe travels.
Yes, sir. You guys have fun. Oh, let me play our theme song out. Hold on a second. It's been a minute since we did this. Hold on, everyone. Da-da-da. That's right. There it is. Jason Galvin. I'm Jason Logan.
There it is.
Thank you, Ali Bland, for coming in. Give us a thumbs up, Jason. Oh, that's awesome. Thank you, guys. Have a great